Hello everybody, welcome to this amazing game of Lost Ark. Today we're going to talk about hitting level 50, what to do, and how to increase your item level. So, congratulations on hitting level 50, you've ended the tutorial and now may really begin the game. But you need to make sure that you've reached North Vern before you can really access everything. So if you hit level 50, it is likely you're over in Arthitine or prior. It is very possible to hit 50 before reaching North Vern. So finish up your quests, get all the way to North Vern. It'll eventually lead you there through the story, and then continue to do the quests until you unlock Chaos Dungeons and Guardian Raids. Chaos Dungeon and Guardian Raids requirements will be listed on the Chaos Dungeon statue. You can find it by this trophy icon here labeled Chaos Dungeon, which is located on North Vern and in every major city. So if you're in Lutera or anywhere else, you should still be able to find this Chaos Dungeon statue. Here, it'll list any of the requirements you have, from the quests that must be completed to your level, item level, and anything else. In order to do your Chaos Dungeon, you will be required to have some Aura Resonance, which you'll start with 100 every day, and it will cost you 50 to get in each. This means you can enter twice with maximum benefit. Entering without Aura of Resonance will mean that you no longer get all the gear, and instead you'll be given tokens that you can exchange for crafting materials. So your first two runs are going to be where you get most of the rewards, and you can continue to run afterwards to get more if you're desperate for those materials, but there are several ways to get materials after the fact. Gear in these dungeons are the only way you're really going to get new gear. The idea of Lost Ark moving forward is that you find gear in the Chaos Dungeon, you level it up. Once you reach a certain item level, you go to the next tier of dungeons, which will give you the new tier of gear, and rinse and repeat. Level that gear up, go to the next tier. There are up to 3 tiers in Lost Ark right now for the North American and UK servers, so there's a lot to be done. But to start you off, simply go to your dungeon, run through, slay a whole bunch of monsters. They'll drop tons of gear. Chaos Dungeons are very simple, just a complete slaughter fest, and actually pretty easy. You can either matchmake or do it by yourself. Once you've ran through and gotten all your gear, the next step is to sort through your inventory. So once you've made your run, you'll be given tons of gear of all kinds. You need one of everything, from weapon, gloves, pants, chest, pauldrons, and helmet. Once you have everything, you'll see an orange square on the middle of your screen that will lead you to a guide quest. That guide quest will then lead you to what's called the Gear Honer. So we're going to go ahead and find the Gear Honer through our map on the southeast side of North Vern. It's the hammer hidden behind everything. Again, every major city has a gear honing station for you to go to, so we'll head right on over. Before we begin to hone our gear, you're going to sort through what you do have. Equip your highest quality. So you're going to notice that a lot of your gear will have a variety of quality. The quality affects the bonus effect. The higher the quality, the more stats you get under bonus effect. And so just make sure that you have the highest quality. It's not a big deal if you do not have the highest quality at the moment. You will be able to replace your gear at very minimal cost later. So first steps first. Once you've had all of your gear equipped, you'll go over to the gear honing station, or the dwarf that will be doing the gear honing, and then click on your item. You'll need to level it up with shards. My gear currently displayed is tier 2, so yours may look different for tier 1. You'll upgrade it, spend shards by placing it at max. It'll level up the experience to max. Put an arrow that the gear is ready for honing. It'll take the materials listed here, which you can find in the Chaos Dungeon. It'll also take an additional amount of shards and possibly gold or silver, depending on where you're at. Once you click Gear Honing, you'll be taken to this screen. At low levels, gear honing is a 100% chance of success. However, as it levels up, it will start to lose that success rate. So if you fail, you will lose the materials you put in. There is one way to increase the chances of success, and that's by using extra materials. Moon's Breath is for tier 2, so they'll have probably Star's Breath. For tier 1, they'll look green, and you can consume these for a 2% bonus for each one and make it a 100%. These are very valuable. Do not use it at the lower levels. If you have a 90% chance to succeed, likely take that. Other additional things you can find in higher chaos dungeons are these tailoring books. They increase your chance by 10%. I am currently at level 12 and my success rate is 70. At this point, I would still probably risk losing my material because I want to save all my stuff for when I hit levels 13, 14, and 15. Those are the harder ones as they get down to the 40% success rate. So you want to make sure you have tons of breaths stocked up. They do sell for a hefty penny on the market, so any that you can find for free are wonderful. Then, once you hit gear honing, whether the chance to succeed or not will be displayed and your gear improves. Now, let's say you found a gear that has better quality. There is gear transfer. This means that any effort you put into gear already will not be lost. So click gear transfer, and let's say that this sword, which does have a higher quality than my current, I could put this sword in, and then I can put my old sword in and transfer the 12 levels over with a simple cost of silver. This will save you tons of material if you're trying to get your new weapon up. There is, however, a way to increase your rarity of weapons. That's another story, so I won't be going for that quality increase, but if you have the same rarity, absolutely put it in. So if you went through, you have all of your gear equipped and you're out of materials, but you have all this extra stuff, what do you do with it? Simple. Go to dismantle and slap it in there. By dismantling all this gear, you will get more crafting materials. And so by running the chaos dungeon, you'll get more. Check the quality that it doesn't surpass what you have. Gear transfer anything you have, and then dismantle the rest. The jewelry can also be used as a way to get more material, so I don't have a need for this particular set of jewelry, so again, more material. With that out of the way, that is the basic way of how you will increase your item level. However, chaos dungeons are not the only way to get material. However, it is one of the best ways, and it will happen every day. Essentially, you will be running your dailies through that, so 2 chaos dungeons. So what else can you do to get materials? Well, at level 50, you unlock Una's tasks, which can be found under Adventure under Una's tasks. These dailies will provide you extra materials. Dailies also have a ton of effects ranging from rewards such as extra ships that you can unlock to just various island souls and all that. It's kind of hard and complicated to go through all of this. I'm just going to say pick your dailies per your materials you need. You'll find the dailies you want to do more often as you go along. The ones for the ships can be found through your reputation status, so you find the reward you want, you sort through it, because there's a lot to do. So just take it one step at a time. This requires a video of its own. Once you find the reputation line you want to improve, click on here, click accept the button, and you can do 3 dailies per day per character, and then you can do 3 weeklies. So they all should give you materials to increasing your item level. Also, if you are a part of a guild, you can now take on guild quests thanks to being level 50. That is also not all there is. So we're going to head back up to where the Chaos Dungeon is to find other ways to get more honing materials. So looking at our map, after we're done with Chaos Dungeons, we have our Guardian Raids. This is the other daily task you can do to get more honing material. You can collect up to 2 souls per day, which means 2 fights can give you the rewards. Any fight after that will provide you with very minimal to no reward at all. You do get a reward for the first time you clear a boss, regardless if you take its soul or not. But if you want the listed bonus materials here, you need to claim the soul. Missing any day of soul collecting or your chaos dungeons, you'll get a rest bonus, which will then provide you bonus material to catch you up the next time you do them. All the requirements will be listed on a raid if you've done it. It'll list what level, what item level, who you've needed to defeat, and all that fancy jazz, so do not be afraid to look into it. Guardian raids are a thing of their own. They would require a guide in order to explain everything, but that's just another step into getting honing material. On the top right here, we have the Abyssal Dungeon, which is the blue gem in the little shrine. Here is a weekly version of dungeons. These are particularly hard, but if you have your requirements, they'll be listed here. You'll likely start here. This is a fantastic way to get gold and also the purple equipment, but you can only do one every week, and there's also a gold limit. So you look into that. These absolutely are their own thing. I can't begin to describe everything you can get from these. Just try them out. Don't be afraid to matchmake. People usually will help you out. On top of that, if you're still starving for honing material, you can do your scheduled events. Scheduled events will list the item recommended for their level for their event. These are boss raids here, and then you have various islands that'll open up or have an event on them. Highly suggest that you go only when you meet this item level recommendation. For some things, it's not a recommendation, it's a requirement, such as the bosses. You cannot get their rewards until you are at a minimum of their item level. And then finally, the other way to get more honing material is to quest, and I'll give you a couple of suggestions moving forward. So if you go out into the world, you will eventually finish Northvern and head to Shoeshire. That's where more story questing will go. It will give you a ton of honing materials. Just keep pressing on. For islands, this is the time to begin adventuring. Islands provide quests which provide tons of honing material, and this rinses and repeats. Head out in the world and discover things. You are likely to be rewarded and be given things. A few islands I suggest you take are going to be listed here in a second, but first, if you open your map on the top right, you have a search bar. Anything I tell you moving forward, you could just type in, such as Panda Island, and then it will show you where Panda Island would be if clicked it right. There we are. So it'll flash on the map right there, so we can go here, and I highly suggest you go to Panda Island. Then there's another island called Serenity Isle, which will be located here. And then you have other islands such as White Wave, which will be located just out of Arthentine. And various other adventures will take you all over the place, but those three should be a really good start for you. So if you want to jump in, you don't know what to do, these are the things to do. Chaos dungeons, Guardian raids, Abyssal dungeons, and just adventuring in general. Everything should be rewarding you with the material to hone your equipment. You get your equipment to a certain point, and then you upgrade to the next tier, which I believe we should talk about now before we end this video. So first, we have tier 1. This equipment will go all the way to plus 15. You can go above and beyond plus 15, but you only need all of your equipment at plus 15 in order to move to tier 2, which will be Yorn. Yorn will give you a whole new set of equipment. When you get this new set, you can just gear transfer your old set into it. It will not be worth the full plus 15, it will be one free level, but it's something. Then once you finish this, it requires to be item level 600 to start tier 2. Then you'll start honing this until you get to item level 1100. Then once you get here, you'll do this chaos dungeon, get your tier 3 gear, again transfer into the new stuff, rinse and repeat. So your gear score is going to affect everything moving forward. So just continue to mass all of your honing materials. There's so many other things you can do to get materials that it's hard to condense it all into one video, but hopefully this puts you on the right path to getting things. Finding hidden maps from this point on will also provide you unique material. So just get out there, have fun and adventure. If there's anything else I can help you with, please comment down below any guide suggestions you want done, and I'll likely hop on it. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, good game.